2015 has been a memorable year from coast to coast, around the globe, and right here in White Bear Lake.
Join us as we take a look at some of the stories we brought you in 2015 and the amazing people behind them.
Another year is quickly coming to a close, but we'd like to remember the people who made 2015 an eventful year.
From our firefighters and police officers to our residents and even our mothers, the year proved to be filled with service and community.
First responders kicked off the year by chillin' for a worthy cause, the two of us included. So, are you jumping in January?
Yep, team captain again.
Oh,
and how about you?
Good.
You'll be jumping?
Yes, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I signed up in the middle of November already.
Yeah, I did right when it came out, so I'm ready to go. I don't know if the lake's going to be frozen by then. You think so?
yeah,
it's not
probably.
You think so? Well,
I don't know.
Maybe. White Bear Lake Police rely on the cooperation of residents to help keep the community safe.
Our next story shows a group of volunteers known as the CERT team preparing for a search and rescue mission.
We had an accident out here on the street involving a large bus, school bus, and a semi-truck, okay? Many injuries. The bus was filled with vulnerable adults going to a Twins game. There may be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vulnerable adults in this park. One for sure with a severe injury, and the other ones we don't have any idea. We can only assume, because everybody else was injured, that they're injured as well. What our game plan is that we're going to stay on the paths. We want to search 30 to 40 feet on either side of the paths, and we just want to make a one trip all the way through the park to make sure we don't see anything obvious.
If you do a head to toe, is she bleeding anywhere else? Because there's a lot of blood. There you go.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Should I get somebody to help you out, all right?
All right, well, just stay calm. You warming up now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody has been located, scenario over. We had 5 people that were in certain spots that were more tricky than others, and we set it up so both teams would have a hard time dealing with what was there. There's a deceased, which is kind of a different situation because then it's a crime scene. There's somebody that they had to put in a sling. There's somebody that had a broken foot that they had to get out and splint. So we tried to, in our training, we learned all these different things. and so today we got to apply them. And then the last one was somebody had a lot of blood, and so they had to work on controlling the bleeding. And so we tried to get one of all the different things that we learned just to test their abilities.
I think we worked well as a team. We're learning and we'll get it down. I think everybody worked together great. Everybody had stuff to make it work and fill in the blanks. And
we'll just keep improving with each practice session like this that we do.
Absolutely.
So we have a really good group.
Absolutely. I second that too.
The police department usually conducts several of these drills a year. And remember, there are always opportunities for you to get involved.
In fact, the Citizens Fire Academy will be starting it in March of 2016. It's a great way to learn about what we do and get to know the firefighters and EMTs. You can check out the fire department's Facebook page for more details.
Law enforcement is a dangerous job where officers risk their lives every day. It's reassuring to the families who've lost loved ones in the line of duty to know they're remembered.
Here's a look at how local officers were honored this May during Police Week.
O Lord, today we honor those who have sacrificed life and those who have endangered themselves, acting with courage and conviction for the good of all. We pray your comfort for loved ones and comrades who feel their loss.
Howard Johnson, end of watch, August 16th, 1972.
My dad had just been home and had lunch with my mom and said to the dog when he left, "I'd really like to take a nap with you and not go back to work today, but I have to." And so because he was a plainclothes detective and he had an unmarked car, he surprised the bank robber who jumped down from a big pine tree, and he shot him at point blank range.
Beautiful, for heroes proved in liberating strife.
I feel fortunate that I had a wonderful father for 22 years.
For themselves, their country loved.
I want to thank all the families who are here of the fallen. It is so important for law enforcement and for the citizens of our state that we never ever forget those who gave their lives to serve the rest of us.
Joseph Bergeron, end of watch, May 1st, 2010. May time never erase the sacrifices that were made. May no officer ever fall alone to lie cold in their grave. May those of us still serving remember well the price they paid. May their memory stand forever as those who went down brave.
We're going to take a short break, but first, here's Sergeant John Vetty.
I'm Sergeant John Vetty with a simple way to stay out of a squad car this holiday season. Officers arrested nearly 2,600 drunk drivers last year in December. 303 people were arrested on December 20th alone. Drunk driving has been on the decline in the past 8 years because in 2006, 42,000 drunk drivers were arrested in Minnesota compared to 24,000 in 2014. Officials believe education and enhanced enforcement are forcing drivers to make better, safer choices. While you're enjoying your holiday parties, remember to plan for a sober ride, offer to be a designated driver, or stay where you are until you're sober. And wear your seatbelt. It's the best defense against drunk drivers. We want everyone to enjoy the holidays, but remember, drunk driving isn't worth spending time in jail, spending thousands of dollars in fees, and worst of all, living with killing someone. We want everyone to stay safe. Happy holidays.
Welcome back. White Bear Lake Police Reserves help multiply our police force.
The reserves volunteer their time. Some do it to gain experience, while others simply want to give back.
Get back on the ground. When I joined, it was like, okay, I'm adding to the White Bear Reserve program, but I realized it's family.
Jim Kvitrud has been a White Bear Lake Reserve officer for 13 years.
Okay, now she's gonna resist.
It was his own family who instilled a sense of service he's carried throughout his life.
I grew up with a sense of giving back to community. My father was a World War II vet. I have a brother that was a fireman in the community for 30-some years. And I thought I was not in the service, Vietnam era, and I thought this is my way to help pay back my community.
It's what pushes him to volunteer his time. Reserve officers are required to serve 12 hours a month, but some put in many more, climbing into hundreds, even thousands of hours a year.
It doubles the numbers of our patrol officers. We have, 20 uniformed officers on the street with our sergeants and 20 reserves, so it really doubles our presence at the events.
Many reserves, like Melissa Strage, have aspirations in law enforcement and plan to prepare now for the career that lies ahead.
It's such a hands-on, and you know what you're going to be getting into and if this is the right career for you. And it offers such a hands-on experience and getting to know the officers, what their backgrounds were coming into this, and you just experience it day to day and what the job all entails.
The same is true for Bridget Mace.
103-300.
She too plans a career in law enforcement, and in addition to being a reserve for the last 4 years,
I'll be on XP at downtown White Bear.
she's also a community service officer for the city.
Being on the reserves and then also becoming a CSO is really good experience, and it's going to look really good on someone's resume.
It does look good. In fact, 5 current White Bear Lake officers were once reserves. While patrolling, they learn about the people and the geography of the city, as well as White Bear Lake police and fellow reserves.
I've gained a lot of great friendships with reserves, CSOs, officers, even, admin people. It's just amazing how close you can get to the people that you work with.
We'd like to thank our reserves for all they do.
You'll always find reserves out at Night to Unite, as well as community members reaching out to police, firefighters, and their neighbors.
Here are some highlights from this year's event.
It's like when you have your family get together in the backyard kind of a thing. You got all your relatives sitting around and you're having a great old time. Well, here it's the same concept, except it's the entire neighborhood.
Kevin O'Connor, a longtime White Bear Lake resident, never passes up the opportunity to get to know his neighbors.
My grandkids and I went around from house to house.
Though he says he's lived in other cities over the years, none has had the tight-knit feel quite like White Bear Lake.
I have a mother who has Parkinson's, and the rescue people have been to her house a couple of times, and they know her by name, they know her by face, and she knows them as well. There's that, they're not just somebody in a uniform doing their job. They're your neighbors, they're your friends, and they're the people that you live with as well. And that's really nice about White Bear, is that community is there.
White Bear Lake Fire and Police fanned out and visited each of the dozens of parties held in the city during the annual Night to Unite Talking Shop.
We can look at this.
And taking snapshots with the men and women in blue.
This is a fun community. We're so glad to be here on Night to Unite. This is my 3rd year doing this. I love it. I love it when they come out, and it's really a public service.
Amanda Morrison is the community manager at this complex. She says a White Bear Lake firefighter lives in her building, and residents see firsthand his call to action. And in addition to fire rescue, she appreciates the time firefighters take to educate the city's youth.
They imprint on the kids a little bit about, we're here, we're the good guys and gals, so we like to see them here. And if the police officer happens to stop in during the day, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, something to be afraid of.
During Night to Unite, residents also reinforce their ties with neighbors to ensure that safety is not left to just police, but that they may rely on each other.
If I'm going out of town, I can call my neighbor Kevin and say, hey, just keep an eye on my house, and he'll do that.
And by knowing each other and the police and fire people who serve and protect, residents say White Bear Lake truly feels like family.
So do you plan on having your cheering squad out, or?
Well, yeah, I've got 3 parties usually in my area, and 2 of the 3 cheer for me. So no pressure on the third one. But yeah, if I could get that third party to cheer for me the same as the other 2, that'd be great.
Woo, woo, Tracy.
Yeah, woo. Well, recently we had the opportunity to gain a unique perspective into the lives of first responders, and that was through their mothers.
That's right. We sat down with mothers to talk about their children working in emergency response. Here's a clip from that story.
We used to respect police officers, and you used to think of a police officer as being a friend. But now when you're watching TV with all the media, there's a lot of people that do not care for police officers and have a lot of disdain to them. And I think that worries me more than it did years ago. I've always respected police officers, but they don't get the respect anymore that they used to.
Whenever I talk to him, even now, you know, if I tell him, be careful, you know, it's like all the time, like, be careful, I love you. He goes, okay, I will.
I always think about the officer and those split-second decisions and how difficult that is to know when their life is in danger and when somebody else's life is in danger, and how do you decide what to do?
We owe those young men and women so many kudos because you don't realize what they give up to be a volunteer. Dinners with family, outings, birthday parties, all the different things, because they respond. They wear the, you can see them. He goes nowhere without his pager and his beeper, and if he's needed, he's gone.
If something does happen, this is what he wanted to do.
I just try to remind him of the goodness that people do too, and to support him and to let him know that we're proud.
She's a good mom, she's a good wife, and a good person in general.
It's amazing for me as a mother to see her with these many different hats and these many different roles that she can take on.
He's a father, he has 3 children, he has a husband, he's a good person, he's more than just a cop, he's a son.
Thank you to the moms who so bravely shared their thoughts and feelings. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back,
we'll take a look at some of the lighter moments of 2015.
you know, even though the fire and police departments operate under the same roof, we don't always get a chance to go out on the road together.
When Tracy got behind the wheel and took me on a ride along, I got more than I bargained for. Take a look. We're standing outside the White Bear Lake Police Department, and my co-host here, Tracy, is going to give me a ride in the squad car.
Have you ever been in a cop car before?
You know, let's just save that for another day. I got the front seat.
Bring up the heat!
So we're here in your squad here, and you're starting your shift. What are some of the first things you do when you start your shift?
Well, some of the stuff I already had to do. The radar, turn that on, check it, make sure the diagnostics check clear.
So this is truly your office.
Yes.
We've got administrators in the building that
Yep.
have their desktop computer, and this is you know, clearly your office with your computer, your work, and your workspace here.
And my printer right behind your head.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
It's in the headrest.
Hands up, everybody, hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up, everybody, hands up.
And tell me again when you started on the department here, and what are some of the differences from when you first started?
I started in the 1900s. 1996, so I've been on 19 years.
All these little bleeps that we hear they're actually reading a license plate.
Yep.
And they're doing a quick scan to see if there's.
Yep. And if you see on here, it has a picture of a license plate, and it'll tell me if there's an alert on it at all, and then I have to verify. And usually what I do is I'll pull over. I'll pull the squad over and I'll verify it.
Do you find it hard to multitask? I mean, you've got a lot of different buttons, a lot of different things that you interact with. Certainly it takes quite a bit to multitask, I imagine.
Sometimes. It's funny because it's more difficult for my riders. Not somebody sitting in a passenger seat, what you're doing.
Like me.
Like you right now.
So you got your emergency lights on and stuff like that? And
yep, emergency lights.
Can I just like turn them? Can I put the siren
no.
on?
No, no.
Can I do anything?
No, no.
All right.
Give me that boom boom. Give me that. Give me that.
Ron was getting out of hand, so I had to put him in the back.
Well, at least you didn't have to cuff me, I guess, huh, Tracy? Tracy. All right, Tracy. Well, thank you very much. That was very informative. Tracy. Tracy. I think she forgot about me.
Obviously, I did let you out, but I'm not sure I should have.
I know you're just joking, right? I hope so. Moving on. This summer, we went on a mission to see who's watching Lake Area Beat.
Here's what we discovered out of the farmer's market.
You're local, so you've heard of our show then, right?
I have.
You have?
And what's the name of that show? Our show that we do, we're with the police and fire department, is called Lake Area Beat. Have you ever heard of our show?
No.
Have you ever heard of it? What do you like most about the show?
Oh, you guys.
She's lying. She's never watched the show before.
No. She was trying to make you feel better.
I think we busted her. Another quiz. What's her name?
Oh, and you told me to.
Okay, I'll give you an easy one. What's my name?
Randy.
Randy. No, Ron.
He's one of the stars on the show. Would you watch knowing that the paramedic is a star? He's also on a calendar.
Oh my.
See?
Uh-oh. You brought.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna put you on the spot and I'm gonna quiz you. If you were to go to Google and type in our show, do you remember what you would search?
I was gonna actually ask you for a card to help me out.
Okay. The first word is lake, and the last word is beat, and it's 3 words.
There you go.
You got it. What is it now?
Lake Area Beat.
Lake
Awesome.
Area Beat. There you go. You should tell people that they need to come out here to the farmer's market, and they need to get their vegetables from
Costa Farm.
Wonderful.
And when they're not shopping here, they need to watch what show?
The White Bear Beat.
Close enough.
Close.
Lake Area.
Lake Area Beat. That's okay.
Oh, that's great. And don't get your no, I'm just kidding.
I have very
There's plenty of other vendors out here.
So I really think that I charmed those people. What do you think?
I think you didn't get enough oxygen in the back of my squad car.
Okay. So what were your favorite moments for 2015?
Actually, that going out and talking to people and asking them about the show, that was one of my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
How about yours?
That was really fun, and then doing some of the other segments that we did outside of the studio. We had a lot of good guests in studio too, a lot of good information. 2015 was a good year.
Kind of fun. It was a fun year.
Yeah. And we want to know what your favorite moments were. Don't be shy, share your stories and suggestions on Lake Area Beats Facebook page.
We want to get to know you. We want to know what you like or what you'd like to see covered on the show. But we don't know if we don't hear from you.
And speaking of getting to know people, this next piece is a great example of getting to know some of your White Bear Lake police officers a little better.
Hi there. If you're watching this video, then you're obviously considering a career in law enforcement with the White Bear Lake Police Department. And if you haven't already asked yourself why you want to be a White Bear Lake police officer, here are just a few reasons why. We love to team build in the coolest ways. Don't we?
Yeah, the coolest.
Officers here like to hit it every time. Just ask Officer Tuma.
Yeah, we love to hit it.
Targets at the firing range.
Oh, targets, yep. Hit those two.
We do it for the planet, por dinero, mommy. We do it for the planet, por dinero.
We like to go above and beyond everyday duties. Right, Officer George?
Mo, definitely.
We like to drive really fast. Women here play a critical role. Just ask our chief. And unlike popular belief, there is actually more than one of us. So last but certainly not least, my evil twin, Officer Heidi Murphy, or so people think. I could go on and on and on, but you'll just have to find out for yourself. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Seriously?
Seriously?
And who knows, maybe someday you'll find yourself on this side of the camera.
Well, that recruitment piece was fun, and it was nice of people to get involved in that.
Yeah, it really was.
Well, that wraps up the December edition of Lake Area Beat. We've enjoyed spending some time with many of you, and we hope you've enjoyed spending time with us.
Thanks for watching. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next time.